See, I want to know what the deal is with Love Island, bro. This is like everybody's favorite show. I tried to watch the first episode. I'm not gonna lie, like it was like a kissing segment or something like that, and then I like fell asleep afterwards. I'm gonna keep it a buck. People treat this shit like sports, like actual ball knowledge. So I want to see what this video is talking about. It's called The Horrible Truth of Love Island. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We do all our reactions live, twitch.tv/Nizzy_. We try and get to 2,000 subscribers. Let's get it.
A utopia, an imagined place or state of things in which everything is perfect.
Will never exist. Damn, his room is tough. I need to get my room like this.
How y'all doing today? We doing no green screen as you can see, but it's still gonna be a great fucking video. Let's go ahead and get into it. Reality TV is fake.
Yo, what y'all know about Jersey Shore? Oh my God. I remember Jersey Shore came out in middle school, 7th grade. I remember being in English class and all everybody would talk about is Jersey Shore. And I never had like cable during that time. So people were talking about Teen Wolf, Teen Mom. Oh my God. And then I like watched the show on my own. That show was legendary.
But I'm sure you already knew that. Then why do we as human beings love watching other human beings interact? Go through hardships, completely destroy their mental states in front of millions while we all just laugh at them.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Streaming is becoming the new reality TV. Oh my God.
Comfort of our own home. I never understood the hype and rave behind reality TV until recently I started watching a show called Love Island. I know, we used to build.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I did watch Love Island UK the year that Tommy Fury was on there. I watched it with my cousin and my sister. I think it's because I was watching it with like women. It made it more entertaining. But like if you're a dude and you're watching that shit alone, I don't know how you can do it. I like reality TV. I used to be obsessed with like Survivor and Big Brother. Oh my God, that show Big Brother, where you get like 16 people and you lock them in a house. I was obsessed with that shit. I wanted to be on the show, but it's not the same no more.
Houses and go to war. But it's a good fucking show.
Hey, this to all the Brodies that's out there watching Love Island. I got a quick question for y'all. Do y'all use pads or do y'all use tampons?
Shut you bitches! Shut up! And trust me, bro, if you walk in on your girlfriend watching it and you just look at it for a good 20 minutes, all of a sudden a pillow and a blanket gonna spawn in your hand and now you just sitting down watching the entire season. It's magic, I promise. Love Island is a reality dating show where single people like yourself go to a big ass house in Fiji with hopes of finding, you guessed it, love.
Bro, you not finding love on Love Island. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You might find some cheeks.
The sweet icing on the cake is the people on the island can get kicked off by the audience or even the contestants.
Bro, and they be getting mad as fuck. They be getting so mad. They be like, matter of fact, don't even give them the money. Oh my God, there's this one girl I know. She posts friends only TikToks, just ranting about who should get kicked off. Like they come up with like conspiracy theories.
Oh, it's like Total Drama Island, but everybody's horny. Love Island has always been popular. So popular that the one that we're talking about today, the US version, isn't even the original. The original is Love Island UK.
Yes.
Bro, who really trying to watch Ukrainian people talk over
Ukrainian people. I'm not gonna lie, the UK one, it was good though. For a long time, it was better than the American one. The American one was butt. It wasn't until this season where everybody started talking about it and just being obsessed.
Or a side of beans and toast.
Love Island is everywhere.
Yo, can we watch the show on stream? Deadass? Can we?
Where? And some might see that.
I want to go to troll. You realize like your whole life is gonna get messed up if you do that. Don't do that.
That's a good thing. I mean, a show that gives me the chance to judge other people instead of myself. But after catching up with the most recent season, I began noticing something sinister about the show that revolves around finding.
Isn't she like the main villain of the season? I know her name, Huda, because I watched the first episode.
Love. This shit is basically a utopia. Mostly everything the Islanders experience are set up by the production. I mean, even down to the conversations. The whole point of Love Island is we, the world, watch these single men and women interact with each other for the sole purpose of finding love and the chance of one couple.
Oh my God, this is parasocial. I want to be like Squeeze Benz. No, the fuck you don't.
Huh?
Trust me, you don't.
Winning 100,000 smackaroonies at the end of the show based on if the audience, which is us, likes them. Money and someone I'm gonna have to spend the money on? That's a win-win. They go through these challenges like obstacle courses or spitting food / liquids in each other's mouths.
Ah,
It gets really weird. Don't watch with the door open. Being ripped away from a person they really like because America voted to break them up. Imagine you really like someone. You have a lot in common. She smells nice. She's even caught up with your favorite anime. Then boom, she's snatched away from you and coupled with somebody else.
Oh
Now
my
she's getting
God.
toned down and you can't do anything but watch. Well, you're gonna have to get over it, Adam 22. This is Love Island, baby. Find someone you're interested in. Go through a humiliation ritual / challenge.
No, I'm not gonna lie. When Jeremiah from Love Island said that he's been tapped into the streaming culture for literally like ever since he was a kid, and when everybody pulled up his chats and he said L Riz W this, I fuck with him OD, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see what the deal is with Jeremiah on this show, cause he seems very genuine, at least from the way that he was on stream.
Comes in, lose said person you were interested in, get kicked off the show, and get called for a post-game interview. The cycle of Love Island. The utopian feeling comes from the audience and the show itself ability to control everything that happens on the show like a Sims playthrough. That and the fact that the cast literally has
Lizzie, bro, I want to see you on Love Island. Do you realize like I'm an introvert, right? Have you seen my IRL streams? I'll be struggling. I'm not gonna lie. If you throw me in an environment like this, especially where everything is controlled, I might break. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm built for some shit like that.
to be thrown in isolated hotel rooms in Fiji. 4 weeks, by the way, with nothing but themselves and Australian soap operas. No phones, no friends, just you and that rock. Some of the contestants were making arts and crafts out of dead animal skulls.
What?
That's what 36 days with no Xbox does to a man. They could at least gave them a smart TV loaded with the essentials. Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, the Hub, something. At least they gave them an hour a day to go to the gym and another hour to go to the pool to make them nice and right for TV. But even then, they still couldn't talk to
Damn, imagine being isolated for like weeks at a time.
anybody while they were at the pool or the gym. They have to stay to themselves to remain locked in for the show. The people have to endure this solitary
Nah,
confinement
that ass they would hate me though.
for weeks, and even then some of them don't even get on the show, and that's before they even get on the show. When they actually step foot in the house is when the little green diamonds pop up on their head. The simulation begins. On the island, the contestants have a set of rules that they have to follow to keep themselves locked into the experience, and the rules goes as follows. So the eating situation is a little weird. The boys and girls are separated during eating times on a show called Love Island, where
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's by design though. I think they want it to be meticulous. Isn't it when you have like, when you're eating, that's low-key when you have the best conversation. So I don't think they want them to do that.
boys and girls are put on the island to find love,
And you're mic'd up, so you're just gonna, I get it.
and they can't eat together, which kind of takes away that intimacy, doesn't it? But that's not even the weird part. The eating isn't filmed because it's unattractive. So on the show, the only part where you see them actually eating is breakfast, and even during breakfast, they're only eating avocado toast and pancakes. I really don't understand the significance behind the avocado toast. It kind of reminds me of the scene in
Nah, that's rich shit. Avocado toast is like sourdough bread, avocados, everything bagel seasoning. Hear me out. That's rich shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Sweet Life on Deck movie where they are forced to eat tangerines to stay locked into the experience is giving real utopian-ish kind of vibes. You know, even when they're eating, they can only have small talk. They can't talk about anything going on in the show. And, you know, being on an island for 3 months, the small talk is eventually going to get stale. I mean, I can only small talk my way through the conversation
Before I start comparing nipple sizes.
Phones, microwave,
I gotta go now. I gotta treat all the women like queens. They love, bro, what?
and clocks are banned.
Imagine if they ate
Phones,
hot dogs.
microwaves, and clocks are banned. Phones, microwaves, and clocks are banned.
They don't have any of that on the island. They don't even know what time it is while they're there. The only thing that's on the phones is a camera and I think a basic messaging app like WhatsApp or something. That's it. Now the microwaves I really don't understand, because if my avocado toast getting cold, what am I gonna do, right? Is avocado toast supposed to be eaten hot? I don't like avocado, so I never really had avocado toast. Is that like a cold dish? I don't know. Everybody on the island is only allowed one small cup of wine. Bitch, if I'm getting my heart broken, if I'm watching my girl get...
I I get it though. I get it. You don't want to drink too much, and next thing you know, you're like geeking out and you're doing some shit that you regret on national television. You want to just get a buzz.
Tongue down by a brolic f***ing white dude.
Enough to break the ice.
I better have a whole bottle of LeBronacy on my bed by 9 p.m. Eastern. What the fuck you mean one bottle of wine, one small cup of wine? The cast cannot hear the music they dance to during the challenges. So basically they're just dancing to silence and the squeaks coming from their sneakers. And also the hard breaths.
Wait, what? But it'd be like the way that they edited it though, it looks like they're actually dancing to the music though. What?
You know, dancing, that's a fucking exercise. The conversations can be told to be repeated in case the audio didn't pick up. So imagine you're having a lovely, wholesome conversation with a girl that you're interested in. Then you get a tap on your shoulder telling you to repeat the whole conversation because they didn't pick it up on a mic. And this last one is not really a rule.
What? Dude, imagine having to do that shit. I don't think I could do that. That's why it's like reality TV. This shit is so staged, bro.
It's more of a subtle detail that's there to remind you that every prop on this show, down to the neon signs, is there for a reason. Take it away, random TikTok I found an hour ago.
So why is Love Island so obsessed with circles? Well, it's because the show's main goal is to promote interaction between contestants, and circular furniture achieves that effect. But the most insidious use of the circle has to be the fire pit, because it makes it so that the only way to avoid eye contact during an awkward situation is to look up or down, which are two body language cues that are universally recognized as signs of avoidance or discomfort. So the contestants are left with two options. They either confront the situation head on, which is a reaction, or they avoid it and show the discomfort through body language, which is still a reaction that the show can capture. But what about all the circular decor that isn't furniture? Those are mainly just for looks, but they also serve as a visual cue to remind contestants that they're being constantly watched. And other shows like The Circle or Big
Wait,
Brother...
what?
They're mainly just for looks, but they also serve as a visual cue to remind contestants that they're being constantly watched. And other shows like The Circle or Big Brother also...
So that doesn't even make sense. Does anybody know why that's the case? Why? Okay, so how does a circle signify that you're constantly being watched?
use circles as a symbol for surveillance, but Love Island used to be a little bit more subtle with its symbolism, so the fact that they have a circular sign that says all eyes on me in the villa is kind of crazy.
The rules are just a cherry
Wow.
on top of the freaky ass cake. The challenges and the overall vibe of the show is the true menacing atmosphere that the producers built. You remember those challenges I was talking about earlier? You know, the multiple challenges where they get all mother bird and baby bird and spit food and liquid into each other's mouths. I mean, this place is called Love Island.
Who's the freaky frog that came up with this, bro?
Not a particular villainous individual who is currently known for his mass baby oil storage and doing multiple heinous activities with said baby oil that we would not speak the name of because it's very inappropriate. Island? What happened to icebreakers? Uno, Monopoly, Go Fish. Actually,
Cameras have a circle lens. Phone circle. Makes sense.
not those games. Let a nigga hit me with a +16 and change the color to red. It'll go from Love Island to a nuclear bomb site expeditiously. There's one challenge that really blew me when I was forced to watch it while my girlfriend covered her eyes. In this challenge, the couples had to put on sexy cowboy outfits. What is
Yo.
that? Get doused in milk, drink more milk, spew the milk in the other person's mouth. The person then spits the milk in a bucket, the same milk that has been in two people's mouths, by the way, and pours the milk on another person's head, then aggressively makes out while even more milk is sprayed on them. Oh, did I not mention they are in hot ass Fiji? It is currently 80 degrees in Fiji right now. I
Oh,
want
80 degrees isn't bad.
you to use your imagination to determine
How that shit smell.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. If somebody dumps milk on me that was in two people's mouths, fuck the challenge. At that point, I'm swinging. Because why, out of everybody here, why'd you drop it on me, bro? That is disgusting. That's some P. Diddy shit.
And
Yo.
I'm very aware that there are other shows that have their contestants do wild shit like Wipeout, Fear Factor, that one Japanese game show. But I'd rather do whatever these motherfuckers are doing rather than have milk that's been in two people's mouths poured on
That
my
shit look
head in
thick and
hot ass
disgusting.
Fiji. And even more on the kissing. There's a lot of kissing on this
Yes,
show. Even
yes.
on the first episode when they were just meeting each other. You would think on a show.
Bro, and some of those people were kissing. Oh my God. I think it was, okay, on the first episode, right? For the people that didn't watch it, it was like 4 circles. So it was like 4 guys, right? And they all stood in a circle. And the girls had to walk up to a dude that they thought was attractive and kiss them. And you get 2 kisses. So a girl would go kiss a guy and then go kiss another guy and see which one that she wants to be with. Imagine being the second kiss. And it's multiple people kissing. That is disgusting. In science, isn't it like if you and somebody else kiss, you're creating like a new bacteria? So these 2 people kissed. And if you're the second kiss, you get their bacteria. and then y'all just kiss. So that creates a new bacteria. So think about all the fucking bacteria that's forming in everybody's mouth. Where's the Listerine?
Called Love Island, the couples will get a chance to sit down like normal people, have a conversation, get to know each other, learn each other's quirks and irks. No, the first thing we doing is making out, pucker up. That's definitely the perfect way to match with someone. Why even use Tinder, Hinge, BlackPeopleMeet.com? Just go up to somebody and pucker up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Is BlackPeopleMeet.com still a thing? It is.
So I thought it was the BLK. Wait, that's what the BLK app stands for? Black People Meet?
Pause. The people in charge of the show are putting the Islanders in freaky ass situations to condition their brains and their lower regions into falling in love with their partner. But it's more to love than milk flavored lips and dry humping. But that's just my opinion. Maybe my tinfoil hat on a little too tight. I don't know, my bad. And after enduring all this, the rules, the freak offs, the smooch spam, the weeks of being isolated from human interaction. Of course, there were some cases where the Islanders couldn't handle it. I would like to warn.
Yeah, if you've been taken away from human contact, hold on, whoa, I think I see the method to the madness. This makes sense. If you put somebody in a room and you take them away from any human contact, and then you throw them in a situation where it's nothing but human contact, them not having it, they're gonna crave it, which is why they're gonna go ahead and latch onto somebody and wanna kiss them and wanna hug them and wanna connect with them. That's low-key smart from a production perspective, but from like an IRL, like if you're the person that this is happening to, that's crazy.
Anybody who is triggered by topics like depression or self-harm. So please be warned when I say this. Love Island is a very popular show. I mean, your mom is probably watching it right now as we speak. And when something is popular, best believe social media is going to be the first in line to take it too far. After every episode, there are millions of think pieces, reaction videos, edits, and most of all,
I'm not gonna lie. That's a method, bro. Everybody who like posted reactions to the show or giving their thoughts on it, automatic views. That's why I want to watch this. I'm trying to get a bag. Like, bro, this shit really is like crazy viral. I don't know why everybody's like so hooked on it. Do you know that they have like full-blown watch parties for this shit? As if you were going to watch like a football game or something. Like, people are meeting up at bars. They're having that shit on every single TV. People are cheering. It's insane.
Now, obviously, these people don't have access to their social media because they're on an isolated island away.
Isn't that at every single show, though? You have to give them your phone. You can't be on social media because you would see how people see you, and that would have an effect on how you move during the show.
From their phones. So they have their friends and family controlling their social media while they're on the island. But when they get voted off the island or when the show and experience ends, they then come back to the cesspool of hate comments, death threats, overall
disgusting shit
that they have to deal with when they get off the show.
Yes.
I know I said earlier this shit is like watching a Sims playthrough, but with the internet being such a negative cesspool that it is, a lot of the people forget that they're watching actual human beings and choose to attack these people because of something they didn't like that happened on the show. And obviously this can result in insecurities being born and damage to people's mental health when they actually get off the show and are back in the real world. And unfortunately,
damn, I'm not gonna lie, everything that he said right there is facts. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Imagine coming back home to everybody fucking hating you. I don't know what I would do in a situation like that.
At least some extreme cases ended in Islanders.
I'm thinking of like how it was for me coming back home from SU, bruh.
Even
but I had my phone the whole time.
Lives, and it's a huge rest in peace to those individuals. Even
wait, what?
Taking their own lives.
Whoa.
Some extreme cases ended in Islanders, and even a host taking.
Wow. Caroline Flack, who hosted Love Island, dies by blank at 40. Mike Thelastis, Love Island star, left notebook at the scene. Sophie Gradden, Love Island star, took her own life. That's crazy as fuck.
Own lives. And it's a huge rest in peace to those individuals.
Oh shit, Catalixia
even recently they had to put up a message live while the show was happening just to remind us that cyberbullying was bad and these are actually people. Having to tell an audience of grown ass men and women that cyberbullying is bad and these are people, that's crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie, but that just goes to show how far it's gotten. Put yourself in their shoes. Imagine being on an island for 3 months, being yourself, making questionable decisions, because at the end of the day, we all human. We make dumb ass decisions. It's the point.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When you're like in situations where you're like on TV or you're like a big streamer, bro, a lot of people don't even see you as a human being. When Max was taking his break, and he was like, you remember when he was on Jason's stream and it caught him in the background and he was walking with a girl. Like, this is what he's choosing to do instead of stream? Oh my God. And it's like, bro, he streamed every single day for like 150 days straight. You don't want him to have a life outside this shit? These are people at the end of the day. And a lot of the viewers forget that.
Of being human. The experience ends and you get your phone back and you see thousands and thousands of comments vigorously disrespecting you. That will put anybody down. And at the end of the day,
I feel like in a situation like that though, you gotta have a good support system. If you got a strong group of people around you and they kind of like uplifting you, like, yo, don't let that shit get to you, bro. We're gonna use this shit to really elevate. Like, you really gotta have the right people around you, bro. Production told season 6 contestants that their lives were about to change when they got home. They didn't know that tens of millions of people were watching. The first 5 seasons weren't as successful as season 6 and 7.
It's just a show. It's just meant for our entertainment, not to be taken seriously. Once again, these are real people. They bleed the same color as me and you, not emotionless bots. We make mistakes every day. I mean, some of us are here because of mistakes. I know I was.
It's because people pedestalize celebrities and reality stars and social media influencers. They see them as bigger than them, so they can't make any mistakes. When in reality, everybody make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. We are all flawed.
Mama told me. We learned this in kindergarten, bro. Treat everybody how
the way you want to be treated.
It's a very simple concept that for some reason
people do not abide by that shit. People do not abide by that shit at all.
We're slowly starting to forget. But that's all I have for y'all for today. You know what I'm saying? I know it might be a shorter video, but knowing me, there's probably
this was a good ass video. I'm not gonna lie. Who is this? Cole? He only got 7,000 subs. Oh my God. This video was really good. I'm tapped in. Keep up the great work. Boom. Gotta leave a comment for the algorithm. You feel me? Damn, bro. Yeah, I mean, seeing this is making me think about the show a little bit different now, but I still want to watch it just to see what the hype is about. Other than that though, YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. We are on our way to 2,000 subscribers and we do all our reactions live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Nizzy_, man. If you have anything you want to tell me, join up on the live. It's the best thing because we literally a family over here. Other than that, we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.